Availability of family planning. Increased availability of contraception can enable women to limit family size closer to the desired level. In the developing world, the availability of contraception is more limited, and this can lead to unplanned pregnancies and more rapid population growth. In Africa in 2015, it was estimated that only 38% of women had access to contraception. Increasing rates will play a role in limiting population growth. However, kung may availability ng pagkakaroon ng family planning is maaaring mag-slow down yung rapid population growth dahil magiging aware yung mga couples about contraceptives before sila mag-conceive ng babies, wherein sa pamamagitan ng modern contraception, hindi lang mape-prevent yung pregnancies and decision nila sa kanilang sexual relationship, pero makakapag-prevent din to ng risk ng mga sakit and magiging beneficially healthy sila dahil sa effect nun ng birth control. Also, it can enable women to be empowered as well at maging responsible parents sila knowing na may great plans sila for the future. Female labor market participation. In developing economies, female education and social mobility are often lower. In societies where women gain a better education, there is a greater desire to put work over starting a family. In the developed world, women have often chosen to get married later and delay having children because they prefer to work and concentrate for their career. Therefore, kung maraming female ang pumapasok sa labor forces, may potential na mag-grow faster yung economy natin in response to higher labor inputs. Women's supply of labor increases household incomes na makakatulong sa mga family to escape poverty and increase the consumption of goods and services. Next is death rates. Level of medical provision. Often death rates are reduced before a slowdown in birth rates, causing a boom in the population size at a certain point in a country's economic development. In the 19th and early 20th century, there was a rapid improvement in medical treatments which helped deal with many fatal diseases. Death rates fell and life expectancy increased. So, kung mataas yung birth rate kaysa sa death rate, the population grows. Pero kapag mataas naman yung death rate kaysa sa birth rate is mababa yung population. Therefore, the rate of natural increase of a population depends on birth and death rates, which are strongly influenced by the population age structure. Birth occurs primarily to people in the younger adult age groups. If there are comparatively more young adults than older adults, where mortality is highest, then even at replacement fertility goals, there will be more births than deaths. Migration levels. Some countries' biggest drivers of population growth come from net migration. In the UK from 2000 to 2013, around 50% of net population growth come from net immigration. From net international migration, countries like Japan with very strict immigration laws have seen a stagnation in the population. Immigrants contribute to population growth because of both their own numbers and their above-average fertility. Most of these who immigrate are working-age adults, so immigrants are more likely than US-born residents to be in their childbearing years. So, kapag nag-increase yung share ng mga workers, magkokosto ng mechanical increase per capita income. Kaya dahil sa immigration, nakakadagdag to ng pagtaas ng per capita sa income, na nakakaapekto sa pagtaas ng production levels and sa population. Historical factors or war. In the past, in the post-war period, Western countries saw a boom in population as couples reunited at the end of the Second World War began having families. The baby boomer period indicates population growth can be influenced by historical events and a combination of factors which cause a delay in having a children until the war ended. So, di ba, nung mga history or mga past historical events is nagkakaroon ng mga digmaan. So, yung mga couples na nagre-reunite is nagsisimula ng family matapos sila makauwi sa kanilang mga bahay. So, yung historical factors, ina-explain dito yung population distribution. Na yung past population distribution is nakaka-influence sa present and future population concentrations.
Theory of demographic transition refers to the transition from high birth and death rates to low birth and death rates as a country developed from a pre-industrial to an industrialized economic system. So this is the 5 stages of demographic, which includes stage 1 to stage 5. So stage 1 is basically high fluctuating, high birth rate, limited birth control, children are a source of income, high death rate, high disease, poor healthcare and hygiene. So stage 1 is kind of like the out of control stage because it has a overpopulated wherein you can even control the amount of the population going on each area. So stage 2 early expanding, high birth rate, falling death rate, improved healthcare, better nutrition, lower child mortality, improved public health. So stage 2 is a lot better than stage 1 wherein there's a better nutrition, but in despite of that there's still a overpopulation going on due to high birth rate and early expanding. So let's move on to stage 3, which is late expanding, falling birth rate, continuing to fall in death rate, population growth slows down, education for women, increased wealth. So stage 3 is the optimal stage of all. It it is the normal stage among of all because it has a population growth slows down, which is it's kinda controlling the population on an area. So it also have education for women and also increased wealth, which is good for the demographic stages. So stage 4, so low fluctuating, low birth rate, low death rate, population growth is low, fertility is low, more women in workforce, more leisure interest. So this is more like on forced laboring on women, and also there's no population going on, there's no birth rate, there's no expanding of birth rate, there's no death rate at all, and also fertility is low, which is controlled, but there's a pros and cons on it, and that is forcing women to work on the man's job. So stage 5, so decline, aging population, death rate starts to exceed birth rate, a rise in planned childlessness, greater financial independence for women. So stage 5 is the stage that every population gets old. So again example stage 5 like country of Japan, wherein most of the people work on a job.
Factors behind demographic movement. Aside from the problem of population, it is also essential to know why people migrate. Below are the factors of migration.
Factors behind demographic movement. So one factor is safety factors. Safety factors can cause danger to individuals, prompting them to migrate. Danger can be imposed upon individuals by something formal like war or formal, such as widespread gang activity.
Safety factor. Safety factor can cause danger to individual, prompting them to migrate. Persecution and discrimination based on nationality, race, religion, political beliefs, or membership status in a particular social group will prompt people to move large distance in search of a safer living location where they can have freedom over their lives. Danger can be imposed upon individuals by something formal like war or informal such as widespread gang activity.
Another factor is economic factors. It is believed that in economic migration, people move from poorer developing areas into richer areas where wages are higher and more jobs are available.
Economic factors. Economic migration, whether permanent or seasonal, is a commonly cited reason for migration. In general, it is believed that in economic migration, people move from poorer developing areas into richer areas, where wages are higher and more jobs are available. It is also common for people from rural areas to move to more competitive urban areas in order to find more opportunities.
So, environmental factors. Migration caused by environmental factors, including involuntary pollution of water, air, and soil in both urban and rural settings, can also create a serious health risk a serious to locals, forcing them to look for a better life for themselves and their children.
Environmental factors. Migration caused by environmental factors is increasingly involuntary. Environmental factors cause displacement or the forced movement of people by social or environmental factors. Crop failure, for example, often result in both food security and drop an agricultural job, promoting people to move to a place with better opportunity and climate.
Social factors. Social factors motivating migration grow from human needs and desire to achieve better quality of life. Devastating natural disasters such as tsunamis, hurricanes, and earthquakes are environmental factors that are news and most often cover.
Social factors. Social factors motivating migration grow from the human needs and desire to achieve a better quality of life. Migrants often move to ensure better opportunities for themselves or for their family, like sending their children to a better, safer school or finding a job that would have not only a sufficient salary but also important benefits and career growth prospects.